Oh boy, you know what this is? Just a box full of pouches. I have 2 more of these, full of pouches that I've just collected over the years. These are good pouches, look at them. Some of them have hard shells on them, but they're soft and good for cameras. Some of them are just big pouches that you can put headphones in, they'll stay totally protected. Some of them are like wash bags and things like that. Some of them are actually like fanny packs and packable backpacks that you can wear. You know, pouches can like totally reinvigorate an old bag and make it like perfect. Or they can totally customize a brand new bag to carry just the way you want to. These pouches can be really like, you know, revitalizing. They can help me. One of the things I like the most about them is they help me go with a simpler bag, and then I can use my own packing cubes to feel like I have organization. By the way, did I mention we were going to be talking about some packing cubes too? Because these are so important for travel. They allow you to have just a big space and kind of organize it. So what this video is all about. Did I just yell so? I'm talking so fast. Let's just get through this. The thing I'm trying to get at here is today we're going to talk about some pouches, my favorite pouches, the ones I think are worth buying, and a handful of different sizes. These aren't all the best pouches in the world. They're just ones that I have used personally and feel like after touching lots and lots of pouches, these are good ones to go with. Now, the first thing I want to talk about are some of these little pouches that you can use for like organizing little things in your daily carry. For instance, in my daily carry bag, I carry these 2 right now. Now this has gone through a lot of different iterations over time, but right now, inside of one of these, here I'll show you over here, inside of one of these I have just a bunch of dongles. This is the pencil case from Bellroy. I think Bellroy are making really great stuff. You can see that little tag right in there. And I just, for my MacBook, I need to have a bunch of dongles and shit like that in here, so that's what I got. Then I have this little pouch from Tom Bihn, which is like, I just throw some rando, like earplugs, dental floss, this thing, what is this? This is chapstick. And then some hand wipes. Just like nice to have, you just throw it right into your bag. You kind of always have it there. It doesn't take up barely any room at all. Okay, so those 2 things are like my tech pouches that just go right in there. Then I use other pouches depending on if I need to bring my camera or other stuff, right? So for these small cases, my favorite are gonna be coming from Bellroy. To be honest, they're just made really, really well. This is like their large pencil case, which is awesome. This is their classic pouch, which I actually use on a daily basis right now for my headphones because my headphones don't fit in there. I use these headphones. I'll put a link in the little video thing in the description or in the description below at this time code for my Bluetooth headphone DEATHMATCH. If you haven't seen that, if you're interested in Bluetooth active noise canceling headphones, I put them all through the ringer and came up with some very interesting things that I learned from that. And here's my you know, Bellroy classic tech pouch, right? Inside of here, you just have these great little pockets. Like these 2 have this great little stretchy mesh, and then my headphones fit like most of the way in there. Just like that. That's all the protection that I feel like I need, because the case that came with those headphones is like much bigger. But instead I can do that and just throw it into my bag, and I feel like the leather and the bit like that has some protection going on. Okay, so this classic pouch from Bellroy, I actually really love. Like, the material on this one feels good. This is interesting. It's like I think it's actually real leather, or it might be fake leather. I actually prefer this one of theirs that comes in the like, I don't know, it's just canvas or corduroy or cordura. Similar to that, like you can find these kind of pouches anywhere, right? This was at like a denim store, Imogene and Willie, and it's just like a pencil pouch made from someone's old jeans, I think, right? But I've used it a lot for pens and cables and shit like that. Another interesting one, this is a microphone. This is when you get like a Shure SM57. It's an expensive way to get a little pouch, but you know, Shure SM57, one of these classic microphones that's like recorded like everything and been all over everyone on every stage, comes in this classic little fake leather case, and it's actually an awesome zippered case. Good work if you can get it. Okay, so Bellroy, Tom Bihn makes a lot of different sizes. I'm gonna put a link in the description below just to their pouches sort of page, and you can go nuts from there. I definitely prefer more of the aesthetic of the Bellroy. It's a little bit nicer. And while we're there, there's another one. This is from Able Carry, just a super cheap bag. Like there's nothing to it. It just feels really cheap. They have another one that has like made with like a waterproof sailcloth thing. Wait, I've actually got it right here. This is my Trakke fanny pack. Might as well get this over with. This is my favorite fanny pack in the world, and I use it as a pouch all the time inside my bag to organize different stuff. This is next level. When you're using things that you can wear as a sling, as an organizer in your pouch, you've got like multiple bags with you. But you can see inside of here, I use this. This is that same pouch from Able Carry that is now, it's made with this wetsuit, not wetsuit, rather like a diamond ripstop material. I don't know what it is, but it's totally waterproof. Avert your eyes, kids, because there's some stuff in here that probably shouldn't be seen. This is my little like ceremony pouch. I have little tobacco imbibing experiments. I'm a meditator, and I sometimes use the medicines when I meditate, and it's a big part of my life. And I'm actively looking and learning to how to be healthy with it all and not go too far and whatever. But just to show you, like, I use that pouch every single day, sometimes multiple times a day, just to get in and out of. I'm on a hike, get in and grab something, and Altoids, because my breath smells like ass. Okay, so there's all the little ones, and then here's one medium one. This is from Dayfarer Designs. I'll put a link in the description below. It might be available. It hasn't been for a while, but he's getting his act together, and his company's growing. So what's great about this is I've got two organization panels up here, which have a little bit of three-dimensional stuff in it, so it's easy to throw cables in, and they can kind of like, because there's a little bit of space, a little bit of bulge in there, it's great. And then this is just mesh. I used this for a very long time as my, what I call my always need you, but I never want to see you. So I threw everything basically that was in these two pouches in here, and I had a little bit more stuff. I've sort of simplified a little bit since then. And so everything was in here, and I would just always just throw this right into my bag. Most of the time there wasn't a secret compartment for it. Sometimes, some bags there are like a little pocket that I won't use for anything except for this. But that's kind of why I went more discreet with these little guys, because I only need those maybe, 5% of the time that I have my bag with me. Like I very randomly will need that headphone splitter or that dongle or this, that, or the other. So for me, pouches are all about going, what do I need all the time? And what do I only need some of the time? How do I access these things? Okay, so speaking of that, what do I need all the time? This is a little pouch from Crafted Goods. I don't know if you'd be able to buy this separately. It comes in two things on their Mr. Groove backpack / tote bag, which is very stylish, and I just realized recently is like actually really expensive. So buying it just for these pouches, though I do think these pouches are dope, I don't think it's worth that much money. The thing about them is they're like water sealed with the same sort of material as that Able pouch. They're water resistant. They have dual layers. Everything feels really nice and protected. They're set up like this so they don't open all the way, so everything's sort of safe in there. Here's what I do with this. Okay, this is on right now, so I gotta be careful. This is what I put in my like mobile desk rig with. I have my keyboard, I have my little mouse, and then I have my my Glyph RAID. Let's see if I can do this. My Glyph RAID Atom hard drive, which is what I use to do all my work off of. All of that fits in here easily. I throw it into my bag. Whenever I get to the cafe, I pull that out and I'm good to go. Now that's only if I'm doing it with the stand. Like normally I'm trying to use the Roost stand to like keep my thing up, my neck up and doing the thing and working on the stuff, because you're literally gonna die. But I keep that in here as well. Those are so I use a Bellroy Classic. This is every day. I use these two little guys, they're always on me. And then I use this guy for like what I need to carry with me. Speaking of that, like what I need to carry with me, there's a whole genre of cases now out there that are, sort of professional cable organizing guys like this, okay? This is a double layer. This is from Procase. Now, the thing about all these they're pretty much designed exactly the same, and they all do the same thing. There's just a bunch of different Chinese companies just ripping each other off, racing for the bottom. One company I have found that's a bit different is this Bagsmart company. They seem to be making stuff that's actually pretty good, like higher quality. Now, this bag, ironically, like it feels, the zippers, the material always feels better on these guys, but this cheap Procase is actually what has a better organization for me. I used this for a little while, putting all my tech stuff in it. I put all the cables like individually wrapped through all this thing. And then on this side, you got the slot for SD cards, which I didn't really use that much, but because it was dual layer, I had everything I needed in one grab and go, and I liked that. The bummer on that is, it gets bulky. right? So it gets big. Now, the ultimate expression of that getting big, and like I said, there's gonna be links to each one of these in the description below. I'm just riffing now. Follow along if if you're at all interested with this. If you are, you should know you're a very special person. I am like you. I'm into it too. This is the Peak Designs Tech Pouch. Look at this under our little microscope here. This is just all organized. That's it. Hopefully that's in focus enough. You can see the way that it accordions out like this. You have all these nice little bits everywhere to put your stuff. Two big ones, one here, and then there's organization inside of there on one side, like against here. Then inside this middle thing, there's a little zippered guy, and on the outside here, there's another little zippered guy that, you know, you have a pouch that goes down. So this thing is like unbelievably functional and useful and utilitarian, but it is a brick, right? It gets bulky. This is as bulky as it is even when it's not very packed out, right? Because it has a rigid sort of protective case to it without it being too hard. I dislike this size, you know, because I don't carry other things that fit in. If I put this in my bag vertically like this, for example, right? Then I could fit my water bottle to the side right here and then I'd be good. But where does my book go? My book, I'm normally carrying a book so sometimes it just makes the inside of the bag a little frumpy and funky. But on the other hand, you have literally everything you need, right? These Peak Design bags, they have this one and then they have a wash bag, okay? This is the wash bag. It's just much bigger. I'm using it right now to organize some camera gear that I have. I'm taking on the road, my whole production suite. This is their wash bag though. Like this is a little place for your toothbrush that has a magnet clasp, and then when it gets dirty, it's got little things down here you pull out and you can just rinse it out. It's amazing. This little trick right here where there's a zipper and it's a very shallow pocket and it's for your like shaving stuff, so none of your hair things will get into the rest of the big bag. I just think unbelievable. Of course, I'm using it for camera gear because of what I'm doing. And by the way, I should show you what I'm doing. This is the Peak Designs travel bag, right? So this is their travel bag. Inside of here is my mobile production rig, all right? So I've got all of these pouches that I'm using for every specific thing. My Peak Designs wash bag is just for my Panasonic GH4 camera and accessories, right? My camera actually doesn't fit in here. I needed a separate pouch for that. So my Peak Designs tech pouch is just for like all the miscellaneous shit, right? Everything that I might need, including, for example, this like little Leatherman. I'll put a link to this. It's like the Leatherman style or sachet or some shit like that, but it's TSA approved, so there's no scissors, there's no knife or anything like that. Just some useful things like pliers, tweezers, stuff like that. I just got this because I'm like, well, I need a tool. So now I've got a tool with me all the time, as well as those USB cables that I might need, as well as my Glyph from Studio Neat that holds my iPhone. I'll put a link to this in the description. This thing's amazing. Connects it to a tripod in multiple different directions. As well as like a battery. I did a little research, the Anker battery that has like a bunch of stuff and like my my headphones. I do a lot of headphones reviews, so like my adapters for all my headphones, including a splitter, right? All sorts of stuff that I need right in there. Then their wash kit, which is all the accessories that I need for my Panasonic GH4 camera. I won't bore you with the details. Then I have a Dopp kit from Everyman, and inside of here, this is my mobile podcasting rig, right? So on one side, I have cables. On the other side, I have my new favorite thing in the whole world, which is the Mixpre 6 from Sound Designs, which is like one of the most inspiring digital products I've ever like put my hands on. Like it was just so fun to use right out of the box, and it records great. It has an analog limiter built in. None of you care about this. I'll move on. What's exciting to me is I have the cables, the actual sound, the card that I need, and then I have 3 microphones in here, right? Because that's a 4 microphone in. Like I'm good to, this is my whole mobile podcasting rig, except for my stands, which are just in the bottom of the bag. Okay, then I've got this is another pouch you need to know about. These are Tom Bihn Pouches, okay? They make a bunch of these. They're like mesh on either side. They're two two compartments, and it's just for throwing lots of shit. Like I have an LED light in here. I have a power adapter thing and an HDMI connector for my computer. It's just like random big shit. So that's going right in the bag. And what you can see is happening is this whole thing is geared out for just for like my kit. Everything that I need is in its own little pouch. This is a very good pouch, by the way, from Triple Aught Designs. This one came in their which one was it? The Axiom 18 backpack. Inside of here, I just have a pair of headphones that I bring with me, my Bellroy H5s. This is what I do a lot of my video editing and stuff like that with, depending. I just needed an extra pair for when I do podcasting, I think. So anyways, the point is, I fit them in here because I don't need a big hard case for something like this, but I do want them to be protected. Now, let me show you a couple other bags that I have chosen to use, pouches rather. This one's just Amazon Basics, straight up hard case. It's sort of cheap feeling, but what's good about it is it's hard. And inside of here, I just have some accessories for my stands. This is not exactly the kind of content that I would want to put in, like this. These guys don't need a hard case, right? But it fits perfectly, and then it's like a nice little slim thing that fits right in. I'm good with it. The Peak Field Pouch. This is one of my favorite pouches of all, just for how it feels. I don't particularly love the way it works because I don't like I don't like the Velcro. I'd much rather just be like a zip. What's good about this is it can be big or small, right? It can really expand to whatever you need. Then inside of there, if you can see this, there's a couple bits of organization. So you can see it uses this nylwool. I think this is nylwool. It's like fake wool, felt, synthetic, something or other. It feels awesome inside, and it's a kind of protection for your stuff. Then you've got like that same nylwool here and some elastic stuff there. On this side, there's actually like a zippered pouch back there that runs the whole length of this guy, so you can separate your stuff inside. Ultimately, just like an awesome pouch, really well made. Love these guys. You could totally use this as a fanny pack if you put your belt through it. It also has like their little strap system, so you can connect it to a shoulder strap if you wanted to. And inside this guy, I put everything I need for my little Canon GX7, right? So I've got my charger, which is plugged in right now because I just used it and made it empty, and a few batteries and the camera. So that's like just one pouch. I just pull out and like, I need the GX7 today. Let's grab it and go. Or G7X rather. I always do that. Okay, so I actually have a few more pouches I definitely want to show you. So still in that category of like fits everything. This one from Bagsmart is a little bit better made than almost all the stuff you'll find on Amazon. They're really cheap. They're really just Chinese. And this isn't necessarily different than that. It just has like, at least has like a little bit of consideration going on. These double layer ones, like I said, are good, but they turn into a brick, just like that Peak Designs thing. And I don't like it when it gets bricky. I like it when it's thin and minimal, like a booklet, like when it feels like the edges are flat. So in all honesty, using one bag like this that has one layer and then just getting multiples of these might end up being better. In that case, you may want to do different colors. Color coding things can be helpful, or you can just put a different color piece of duct tape or gaff tape on stuff, something like that. Check this out. This is the Power Packer, all right? Just some kids that wanted to make their own kind of like tech organizer out of great materials, and they really crushed it. Like it's made really well. It's vertical, right? So you have this length to it, and so when it fits into your bag, you're actually like, it's like the size of a water bottle. Like here's my small SodaStream water bottle, right? Like you can see it's just vertical, it's narrow. But once you're inside, there's actually quite a bit of organization. Here there's big stuff. I don't know what exactly you put there. Lots of little dongle guys, SD card type things, cord kind of stuff. Got that guy. Same thing here, cords. All the cords go here. More cords right here if you need them, bigger ones, with a neoprene divider right here for, I don't know, condoms. And then on this side, it's just a deep pocket. Like this could fit, almost fit a water bottle in there because you've got this really stretchy stuff on the outside. Okay, so that stretchy neoprene-y it's not neoprene, it's almost like it's just mesh. It feels really nice. So this thing feels good. My only bummer with it is it's a vertical sort of in and out kind of guy. That might be perfect for some of you guys. I like wanted something a little more flatter, like in some ways like this, like taller, wider, and narrower fits better in my bag maybe. But the truth is throwing this in next to the water bottle or my lunch pack or something like that, like this is pretty great. Here's another company that you're gonna see a lot of, Bubm. Be unique, be myself. Hashtag China. I get reached out to by so many Chinese manufacturers, you guys, who are just like, we have the best backpack in the world. Please cooperate. Like just the language barrier, it's just, it's so funny, the emails that I get, and also like the products that are coming out are just, they're just like, just, how about this? This is backpack. This is this thing. This is this thing. And not like really with the same sense of like style and aesthetic and heritage and authenticity that you'll get from a lot of the indie bag manufacturers that I've been doing reviews of. But this Bubm is a company you're gonna see a lot of. Here's their bigger one, lots of Rodney spots in this guy. Then over here, you could even fit like a little, like a small tablet or something. Now, for the most part, I don't use these guys. I have tried, I got a bunch of these to test them all out, and I put all my stuff into these kinds of formats, and what I found works best is having smaller pouches that I have multiples of. That's just the way that I carry. This could easily be a part of my kit right now, just because it has that, the bag that I'm using currently, this is the Clutterworks Summit. I just did a huge video on how do you pick the right bag for you. If you're interested in what we're talking about here, you should probably watch that. You might like it. Because I talk a lot about what I'm using here and exactly what the pouches are that I'm using and why in this one. But because it's like I've got this little vertical spot right here, I can throw a couple things. They're out of sight, out of mind. I could probably combine both of those into here with even some more stuff and it would fit just as well. And just for the sake of the video, I mean, because when do you ever get to see what fits where? I can throw this in like this, and it fits pretty good. The thing is now it's like, it's constantly something I'm negotiating just even a tiny bit with the zipper, right? So it's just a lot more. I love the way that these just fall away into a pocket in my bag, and I never see them, which is probably a better name for my always need you, never want to see you. It's like never see you until I need you. Okay, I've got a few more pouches I want to show you here. Some of these are important. First of all, let's talk about some like Molle attachments. A lot of bags will have like Molle attachments. Vast majority of things look really terrible when they're hanging off your bag by straps, unless you want to go fully tactical. These from Heimplanet I really like. They're very slim and minimal. I don't use them as Molle on my bag. I just have used them to put headphones before in the past and slide them into my bag so I've got some protection. So here's that Bellroy classic backpack or pouch, right? I would put these inside of here before. I don't know what my fascination is with this lovely bright orange color. It's the same color I made my Fizzle logo out of, the company that I was doing before I started being a YouTuber full time. What's great about this is I can fit those headphones totally and they're totally protective. But the bummer about it is I don't like negotiating the zipper every time. I don't mind that they're not all the way, you know, fitting inside of here. They're protected enough. And this pouch actually has two little organization pouches here where I keep two cables that I absolutely need when I have these headphones. One of them to charge them, and one of them when they run out of batteries or if I need to use it as an actual, like, you know, plugged into my computer headphone. Okay, so for that reason, I like having those organized. I could put those in here, but then they are, or up in here, but then they're closing down on top of the headphones is not quite a good enough fit. And anyways, I don't really like the putting it in with it just like this as much. I don't know. I kind of like that it's fully protected. These are like, this right here, this is the dilemma that I've spent way too much of my life trying to choose, like thinking that it matters. And you're watching a video about pouches, so maybe you're the kind of person who does that same thing also. So Heimplanet has these great ones which are flat. I love these for organizing bits in my bag. Then you go on to Amazon and you'll find a bunch. Like this one's from Barbarians and it's got like the Velcro strap. This one is pretty good. These are like tactical pouches. This Barbarians one is definitely cheaper feeling than this Condor one. And I think they were either the same price or something like that. So I'll put a link to both of these below, but the Condor one feels much nicer to me. The Barbarians one has all the same organization basically. It might be cheaper. I don't know. So now you know the truth about that if you ever cared. But what's great about these are nice big pouches. You can fit a lot in. They are bulky, So they definitely blow up into that brick size that I tend not to like, which is why I don't use them anymore. But wait, there's more! Okay, so check this little guy out. This is from Arcido. It's the wash bag that I'm using right now. It's very minimal. I'll put a link to that in the description below for you. Was that too fast? It's literally, there's nothing. It's a zipper right here. That's it. It's just literally nothing. And inside of here, I have some deodorant. I keep my iPhone charger just in my toiletry kit. So whenever I travel, I have everything I need right there. I have another Tom Bihn pouch. This is useful. Another Tom Bihn pouch that in here I have some like, just some, I don't even know what I have in here. Band-Aids and like melatonin and stuff like this that I might need for sleep. It's obviously a big pouch for just these few things, but it fits, it doesn't take very much space. Also have a little travel comb in there and like an shitty blow up travel neck pillow, you know? So all that fits in here. So anytime I travel, it's sort of like my little minimal travel kit, you know? I've just got this somewhere in the bag, so if I'm traveling on the airplane and I need the pillow, it's like, I can get it if I need it. Okay, this one's from Minaal. It's a little bit of a hard pouch. Like, I like this a lot. Like, this is the perfect kind of thing that my Canon G7X could probably fit in really narrowly and with the charger and all that shit, got organization. Minaal does a great job with their stuff. Aer have some interesting bags, like toiletry kits and things like that. I like the way that these are made. These are stylish. These are great. Lots of organization on here, right? But like not too much. Inside of here, you'll see all of these like elastic loops that are for throwing in your toiletry type of stuff in there. So if you start putting bottles and then your shaver and then your toothbrush and all this other shit in your toiletry kit, it gets big and it turns into a big thing like this. That's why I like something that keeps it small and that you just like, when you see like a pouch for your toiletry kit, like there's a pouch there, I should probably use it. That's why I like this. It's like, we don't believe you like need anything organized in here. It's just a pouch. But that Aer one is nice, and they also have another one. I think this is like their work collection tech pouch, right? So you got the Eddie Murphy Raw shininess on the front, and then you've got a pouch up here, and then another pouch in the back for more stuff. I'll actually show you this on camera just because it's like, a lot of you might really like this pouch. This is, you know, organization. You see it? One of the hard things is to like look at, where are you? Is to look at, just like look at this pouch real quick. Okay, mesh, elastic, little elastic. Okay, what are you gonna use that for? Realistically, you're gonna use either this or that on each one of these, right? So you can put cables, 3 cables there and some little stuff there. But this mesh does not have dimension to it, so it's not like you can fit a lot there. Then there's a pocket underneath there and a pocket underneath there. Then on this side, you have some pouches, right? We can put there a little mouse or something like that. You got a zipper thing, okay? Lots of organization in this. Lots of interesting sized pockets. And then on this side, you've got not only this massive capacity, but you know, some pouches over here, man. Pouches. Oh, also there's this one on the outside too. See, there's just like always, there's like more pockets. There's like so many pockets on these things. Boundary Supply make a pretty great pouch. This is their, I can't remember what it's called, and it connects together with magnets. How do they work? Now, I don't know why it does that. I don't know what the overall, it feels like it does something very specific that I don't actually know about. Or maybe they're just like, yeah, we just wanted to make them go together. But these are nicely made, like everything Boundary Supply. Check out in here, you see this sort of shiny mesh? That just feels really nice and durable. Obviously, you've got this, I don't know, Hypalon maybe, whatever this is, some sort of sealed water-resistant thing. So the whole thing's rigid and crispy like that. But you also just got like some organization in there, lots of big type stuff. So this is more like, I don't know, a gear pouch. And here you can see on the back they've got some buttons and some nipples for magnets. And this one has a zipper on the front. It's made from a much nicer material. I like this for a pouch a lot more. And inside you've got some space for some cables and stuff like that, as well as the pouches. Like this, for example, would be an interesting thing for the headphones because they fit right inside. I've just got a zipper on the top, which I can leave open. And look, there's a little bit on the outside of it that I can throw those cables in. You guys might be witnessing live me moving from one pouch to the next. Literally the most insignificant event that is happening right now on the face of the planet. You're watching it live because I think I can. I can put this like this, and it doesn't take much more room because this takes about, this takes room. It's a little bit bigger of a footprint, but it fits in that part of the bag, right? This is what's so challenging about pouches. Because if you get a pocket, right, in a bag that this doesn't easily fit into, see that? Doesn't easily fit. Now I can get it in, but that means every time I open this up, I'm going like, I'm doing like a multiple thing. Let me get my notebook out of there and just see. So I'm doing that. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. But that's the kind of thing that for me, that littleness of this fitting right in there and not having to negotiate that at all, that's worth it. And what's also worth it is, like I said, the way this fucker feels. It has a nice material and like, I don't know, it just feels a little bit like refined. Whereas this is just straight up gear pack. Like I need it to keep my shit safe, that's it. So, and it is truly insignificant what you just watched and me going like, getting excited like, oh dude, I'm totally gonna use this pouch instead of this one. And then I try it and it's like, oh, actually never mind. And this is where I feel for you guys because most all of these pouches have come to me because I'm a YouTuber. Like I'm making my entire life about finding products to review on YouTube and emailing people and coercing them to send them to me. And then doing all the work of making the video, doing the things, and getting you to actually watch me. So shit like this just shows up. That's kind of what I feel about pouches right now is like, you should just like buy a bunch. It sucks. Some of you are gonna be able to afford to do that and some of you aren't. Buying a bunch and then just sending back what you don't use for your daily carry is awesome. The challenge is, like, you're gonna get this one from Aught Designs and it won't be perfect for what you need to do because this one actually like expands and collapses. Like it has this little mesh bit that you open up and now it can fit like a ton of stuff in it. It's a full-on packing cube, man. And you're gonna get this thing with a zipper on the back and like tons of organization on the inside. And so you're gonna get this and you're not gonna go like, you're gonna do like me. You're gonna have literal cases of these because every one of them is fucking awesome. And there might be some use down the line for using that kind of thing, right? So what I think of with these pouches is like, let's find companies that are worth getting. I think these Boundary Supplies, Aught Design, Aer, the Peak stuff that you saw, this Power Packer, Heimplanet stuff, more so than these guys. I don't like the use of those guys very much. Arcido's little wash bag, which I think's really great. This Minaal, like whatever mini camera cube is killer. And then the Bagsmart one of these, I think is definitely worth it. The Procase if you need the dual layer, or like in the Bubm, there's another one over here which is the same exactly the same as this. It's just made by Bubm. Like it's like exactly the same. The Procase just feels like it's slightly better materials to me, but that's not to say that the one you order on Amazon is gonna be exactly like that. We're talking about China here, and we're talking about companies making the same shit and just branding it with different like brands. That's why I like opting for things like this that have a little bit of an intention and a designer behind it. Okay, and all those Peak ones, the Peak Travel, the Peak Wash Kit, the Peak Tech Kit, the Peak Wash Kit, the Peak Field Pouch, which I just love these. The thing is they're not fucking cheap. None of these things are cheap. Like none of the good ones. Like the Peak, I think one of the Peak ones is like $60. So I feel for you. It fucking sucks. But I tell you what's awesome. It's awesome when you get a way that packs out the way you do. So again, the hard thing to here is not like, what pouch should I get? The real work is, what do I need to carry and in what ways? The horrible truth for me that I kind of realized is the only reason why I was able to take it so seriously and fiddle around with it so much was because I had all this shit lying around that I could try stuff out in, and that's what actually taught me how to carry these things. That I learned how to do it. Am I just literally talking up my own ass right now? Okay, so anytime we're too deep up Chase's ass, we're gonna switch it to packing cubes. Tom Bihn makes some great packing cubes, and all of the sizes are on their website. They make all these different packing cubes. This is one of their Aether packing cubes for a specific one of their bags. It's just like an extra large as far as I can tell. This is one thing that Tom Bihn can do is to like make it easier. Like, but there is a code here, TB0936. So that's like the SKU that probably, if you search for it, you'd find this exact one. I will link to it in the description below, but the point is they have lots of different sizes. I like these bags just because they're very simple. They're very light. I like the plastic zip that they use on this. It makes it really easy to pull, but it is still a functioning YKK zipper that I've never, even though I've crammed stuff full of this, I've never been able to not close it, and it's never like behaved poorly on me. It always feels smooth to zip. I like that. In the past, I think I got these Lewis and Clark ones. Don't even pay attention to the brand, because you can find these for like a dime a dozen on Amazon that collapse and expand and do all that stuff. I tend to just, honestly, after lots of use of all these are better. These, you can get them in a lot of different sizes, a lot of different configurations and shapes. Honestly, they just feel like they're gonna be around a lot longer. Whereas this thing just feels like it's great because it's minimal, but it is so, like, it's so close to ripping. Like at all times, it's so close to ripping. One of these, there's so many stitches and stuff in it because it's so complex. No me gusta actually in use, it doesn't work that great. Now, a lot of features on these Peak design ones, but for some reason they don't feel like a burden at all. These guys do this like fast, like quick, like unzip thing. Not at all important, but like kind of nice. The one bummer about it is now you have 2 zippers to do instead of just one all the way around. You definitely notice that. You've also got this like kind of like clean, dirty separator, which goes like halfway through the bag, right? And it does, and like, so it's all the way on one side right now, but I can start adding things here and it just naturally starts cutting away at the other side, totally perfectly. It's like you don't lose any space. You just have a nice divider, separates clean from dirty, kind of like the best execution of that I've ever seen. Now, I don't do that. I don't like separate my cleans from my dirty typically. I just don't get very dirty. Okay, then it has this other expand collapse thing, which I'm unzipping right now. And now you've got, like, you can really fit a lot in there. This nice mesh, which is a high quality mesh. It doesn't feel cheap at all. So these guys do this expansion thing. This fits perfectly in their travel bag. If you could fill up the whole thing, it's like exactly the size of their travel bag. Or you cinch it down and then you have a little more space on top. Then they have this size. Now again, I think these are gonna be way more expensive than other stuff, but they fit almost perfectly in most of the bags that I've been using, and they're just nice. They just feel nicer. They're really, really wonderful. So to me, Tom Bihn or these for packing cubes and just be done with it, because honestly, they're gonna last forever. Okay, then just briefly, I'll mention these like packable kinds of bags. I've got a whole blog post or like thing on bagworks.co about that. So go to bagworks.co, you'll see my favorite packable bags and backpacks. Some of them are nice. I mean, just because it's such a different topic. But the thing is I pack this into my bag when I travel bag all the time. Like I'll oftentimes have it packed out with all of my stuff. I'll have a large travel bag, my Heimplanet Monolith 40 liter, pull this out, put it on the seat, and then put my bag in the overhead. It's got the pouches already in it. I have everything I need for the flight, etc. That is like, to me, that's why I'm including it here. This is the YNOT Deploy backpack. I just like it simple, sort of street aesthetic. This is a very interesting one from Riut Bag, or RYOUT or whatever. It all of the zippers and organization, of which there are quite a bit, are on the back, on your back panel. So nobody, when this is on, nobody can access. It's all for safety and security, so nobody can access your shit. But there's more organization in this little packable guy than in most other packable bags, and it's made with really nice materials. It's a great little bag. So it's like the Riut Crush. The Riut Crush bag. Okay, so there's a bunch of my pouches. I'll put links to everything in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. You must be a weirdo. If you're this weird, you've got to subscribe to the channel. We care a lot about how we carry our stuff. We also care about the kinds of things that we buy just in our house and that we wear on our bodies and stuff like that. So come with us. Are you one of us? Talk to you guys later. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for using the links in the description below, because it helps support the channel if you can. If you're not into that, don't do it. A lot of those links will be affiliate links that, like, every time you buy something that's like more than $100, it's like buying me a beer or something like that. So if you don't want to do that, don't do that. Just do some Google searches. But if you do that, I appreciate it. And I thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Listen to Duncan Trussell. Talk to you later. Goodbye. Bagworks.co.
JaceReeves.net. Those are the websites.
I guess those are the websites.
Yeah, he's wanting us to... Let's go check out what he's up to or something like that.
Yeah, looks nice.